That's a fair question.
Because that was awesome! Because they're on the line.
Yay! I approve this reason.
That explains World War II. Offensive 5!
Alright, so
that was probably the peak, right? We should leave.
Alright, good night. Dude, you're used to kicking us off. Kick it off.
Alright, hi guys. What panel is this? Is it humor and webcomics?
Yeah.
Just making sure, because I just did a different one and I didn't know what it was either. Those guys know it. Like, it's going to be recycled material about how I don't know what we're doing. So, this is a comic panel. We do webcomics with humor. Who knows what a webcomic is? You there. You, with the hair. Yeah, you. What is it? No, behind you. You. Wow, alright, cool. So we got that taken care of. What is humor? No, seriously. What is humor? We don't.
Here, wait. Blue cat.
When you're really funny, you make people laugh themselves.
Okay.
He's got a good idea. We should try that, dude.
I know.
Yeah,
I figured it just disappointing my fans week after week was like a better idea for a webcomic.
You can't treat your fans like your girlfriend did.
That's night after night, thank you.
People laugh to themselves around me all the time. I don't think it's intentional.
I think we might need to pass the mic. This is a fairly big room.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody in the back. Well, I mean, we could turn it on, or...
Oh, fuck you, Jay. We can project.
Yeah. Can everybody in the back hear me?
Yes! Checking on you!
Alright, we'll go this way.
Alright then. So, this is webcomic humor, something panel.
How the crap did she do that? So what are you thinking about?
Nothing. Nuns and puppies.
We should probably
wait,
introduce
that's illegal.
ourselves.
I need an adult.
You are not, Jen. You are an adult.
Alright.
We should introduce ourselves, starting with you guys.
Okay. Mel?
Hi, I'm Jay Gretz. I'm Mel Hynes. I'm the writer for Two Lumps.
I'm Jared Grant. I draw cats for 2 lumps.
I'm not Brental Floss. I'm Fred Wood, and I do Sure to Be Banned and Trunks and Soda in the Bandcast. Oh, cool. You guys didn't know who I was. Awesome.
You can actually hear the name for whatever webcomic you do. It was kind of like
Well, you were This is my book. It's $5, 80 pages in full color.
Sure
it has
to
extra
be
content
banned.
not to be seen on the website.
Well done. I'm Jennie Breeden. I am the Devil's Panties.
She is the quiz on top of that.
Should we do the whole age check thing just to see who's in?
You know, we really should. I hate to say it, but is anybody here?
Who is under 18?
No. Well, we'll start there. Who's
Yeah.
under 18? Come on.
Be honest.
Be
It's
honest.
okay.
Who's under 18?
Who's under 16?
Who's under 16?
Okay, cool.
Okay, bullshit. I was about to say
Wait,
that.
no. The one that we usually have to worry about. Who's under
Although
13?
his dad is trying to hide.
If you're under 16.
Dad of the year.
Okay.
No, seriously, is anybody here under 13? Anyone? No?
Who isn't with their parents?
Shut up.
His mustache is alive.
I'm asking for dating purposes, sir, and you are way, way too old for me.
True story.
All right, we're good.
Although just for the humor based, I do like the idea that from now on penises will be referred to as bunnies.
Yep.
Again?
Yeah, it's kind of sad. Set in stone.
Yeah, okay. Bunnies it is.
Bunnies are my favorite.
Yeah,
All right,
webcomics.
webcomics. We usually start this with actual serious questions.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Who here has their own webcomic?
More and more of you.
Shit, we actually have to be intelligent.
Who here?
Take out the competition.
Who here has webcomics that are focused primarily on comedy? Okay,
Yeah. All right. Who has comics that they want to put onto the web? All right.
cool.
Okay, cool.
Who has money that they want to give us? Yes!
All right. Okay. Okay. Wait, one more. So,
Focus.
who wants to do a webcomic?
That doesn't already do a webcomic. All right.
Okay. All right. So basic idea of how we should okay, how-tos. Number 1, day job. Keep it.
Yeah.
For like the next 6 to 10 years.
Well. Yeah.
Yeah. Questions? All right. So I went to college for comic books, sequential art, and the first day of college, the head of the webcomic department sat all the little freshmen down, and he started us off with a speech. The only part of the speech I remember is this: failure. Failure is like a warm blanket. Welcome to webcomics.
Seriously, what did you guys come here for? Somebody raise their hand. Okay, what did you come here for?
I have been wanting to ask this of the lovely Miss Jennie Breeden for a while now.
She found you.
You with it.
Why is there not kilt blowing here?
Oh yeah, many reasons. Oh yeah.
Answer it definitively right now because I'm tired of hearing people who ask you this at your table.
Number 1, it's an anime convention. I don't know how old the fuck these kids are. The costumes and the chobits, and the first time that I checked out, the Spartan walking by went, hey, oh shit, he's like 16. Fuck. So, answer number 1. I don't like prison. Answer number 2, I only do the kilt blowing at Dragon Con because I've cultivated the crowd at it, and so everyone. It is very far away. I tried to do kilt blowing at another convention, and nobody knew what the fuck was going on, and it fell and was very it bombed.
She had to get a lawyer.
Yeah, no. The police officers at Dragon Con are a bit more understanding. Which very nice state trooper. That, and I convinced him that they were all wearing something under their kilts, stockings and shoes.
He didn't want to check.
So that is it. Okay. There was 2 more questions.
Well, yeah.
Okay. Back.
Oh, did you ask? Are you still on the question of why we came here?
Yeah. No, I'm asking you guys. Yeah, why did you come here? Why did you come here?
All right. Well, I came here because I'm a brony, like a lot of people here. And,
Do you know what this panel is?
All right. So I see comics all the time on Equestria Daily. You know, they implement humor into their own little pony web-based comics, and I'm kind of still an aspiring artist myself. I want to learn to create my own comics, and I'd like to learn how to be funny in the process. Like, I already think I'm a little bit funny in general, but it'd be nice if I could maybe learn from some of the masters or something like that, you know? Anything you can do for entertainment, you know? So, that's why I'm here.
I have 2 answers.
Cool, because I don't have one.
Write it down. Everyone has had that thought of, oh yeah, cool, that's a good idea. And like an hour later, they're like, I remember having a good idea. So I have, you know, this is boyfriend's phone, but I downloaded the Memo app, and it has a tape recording button, and you tape record it, and even though you think that it makes sense, I have found a piece of paper, a napkin in my pocket with the words, contributing to the delinquency of my boobs. In my handwriting, I still have no idea what I was talking about.
I have one of those on my desk that just said muffin, love, and lemon. And I have no idea what that was about.
So write it down.
Seriously, I did a comic about it, actually. It's exactly that.
Yeah. A couple years ago, this very panel, we all decided now wasn't it this one? I think it was Anime Fest.
Yeah.
Everybody on the panel decided that we were going to do that week a comic incorporating Muffin, Love, and Lemon. And we got so many freaking confused emails from all these fans. Why does Greg Dean have the comic where there's a lemon kissing a muffin in the background?
When it comes to comedy, your greatest asset is not your mind. Oh, it's not your memory.
But so write it down, and then once you have the comic finished, something bad happens to your phone. Once you have it written out and drawn out, hand it to somebody who doesn't know what's going on and have them read it out loud to you.
Yeah.
Because it won't work if you have to explain the comic, if you have to explain the joke to somebody. And if they read it out loud to you, some parts that they thought were funny, or some parts that they thought, why is the guy running into the schoolhouse and then it blows up? And you're like, no, it was supposed to be an office building, and it was aliens, and it had to do with ponies. And so have like either a 5-year-old or your mother read it out loud to you, so that way you know. You'd be surprised. My mom's favorite cartoons I've done is Jesus smoking pot with the devil. She's like, you really have to do more of that. Jesus smoking pot. I really love those comics. Unitarians are so fucked up. Run it by somebody else.
What was that app called again?
What was
On an iPhone, it's built in voice memos.
voice memo? Yeah, you just
In fact, if you open up like the Notes app and you click dictate, and then you just start talking at your phone, it'll dictate it for you poorly.
Cool.
And that might even make a better comic.
either that or like.
I have never seen this on. No, somebody needs to do a webcomic written by Siri. Somebody needs to do a webcomic written by Siri.
My Twitter account, every once in a while, I'll do just that.
I did a comic of my Uncle Bill saying, Siri, how do I turn you
Tweet
on?
how awesome sweet sauce I am.
What?
Let's see what it actually says.
She got lost in thought.
Nope, that's not right. I found a number of restaurants whose reviews mention sweet sauce. One of them were fairly close to us.
I would like to just add this as an interjection. She's mentioning the voice recorder thing. This is some Jennie Breeden lore.
Fuck.
We first met her, as in met her for the very first time, I believe, on this very panel, 5 years ago?
Don't do the math.
A while
Don't
ago.
do the math. I don't want to know how old he was 5 years ago.
When we first met Jennie Breeden, we were both rather flabbergasted to discover we were both fans of we were all three fans of each other's comics.
We
That was
both
cool.
squealed and Mel wasn't one of them.
One on the record, I was on this panel and they did not realize that about my comic.
I didn't know that. Of course, to be fair, you had hair.
Yeah. It's not untrue.
Yes. Back when I first met Jennie, this was before smartphones were a thing. Nobody used their phone to voice record. No. First time I met you, the most scary thing I've ever seen is she whips out this thing, looks like a pack of cigarettes with a big-ass microphone on the end of it. And we were just hanging out at the table or something. Somebody said something funny. You're like, oh, God, hold on. And I'm like, what was that? Why did you do that? And she's like, oh, no, nothing.
Nothing. Totally little mothership.
And so we take her to a goth club the next year, and she still has this damn thing, but now it's on a leather, holster. And we're at the goth club, and she's having a drink, somebody says something, she's like, oh, wow, hey, hold on. I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, nothing. Who do you work for? What are you doing? And then, who sent you? But that was just it. I figured out, you eventually let me know that you were taking notes for your comic. And after the first time that we were in your comic, I discovered just how autobiographical that damn comic is.
I have a video of your wife stroking her cat going, oh, honey, you've been married before. You should have known the vicious ways of pussy.
Oh, yeah.
I have been videotaping because I know something funny is happening, but I'm too drunk to understand it.
See, that was just it. The whole point of this little anecdote about Jennie is, back in the day, Trunks, back me up here, back in the day, you knew when she goes for the holster, hit the deck, man. But now she has a smartphone.
Yeah.
And I can't tell if she's texting or reading her email or capturing your every movement.
Continue. Checking Facebook. See, most of I have local friends who have gotten used to this. That he will either stop halfway through the story and stop and go, you can't do a comic about this. Or at the end of a story, I'm like, awesome! And you hear, click! No, nothing. So yes, document and run the idea by somebody. Don't tell them what it is, and have them read it out loud to you, so you can tell whether or not it's been communicated.
Does anybody know what rickets are?
Yes.
Because I remember writing down, I think at last Anime Fest, it's been in my notes for like a year now. It said rickets are real.
No, I have no idea what rickets are.
It's a wasting disease you get from malnutrition.
I found that out in college.
And I thought that was funny.
Mostly found now in various Central African countries and, amusingly enough, Alabama.
Twitter has caused me to lose my faith in humanity, because on Twitter you can find out that the majority of U.S. teenagers didn't realize that a narwhal is not made up a fictional creature by Futurama.
What, really?
Narwhals!
I know what a narwhal is. Teenagers really thought that this was made up.
Oh, and they thought that Titanic was a movie. Yeah. All right, there was another question when we asked why are you here, there was another person who had their hand.
That was me. I just wanted to say, for the sheer entertainment value. Yes.
Yeah. There is a question. Does anybody have any questions? We'll have. Okay, so we're going to get to green shirts. We've got red shirt first and then green shirt, because I worry that he won't last the
I love it when you do this trick.
If I am dyslexic, but if I can make up the story, it's always there. Sorry.
I'm just here to heckle the crap out of Trump.
Oh, all right. Well,
Taken care of.
The Brody is going to get you. Sorry, Beth. So, yes, green
My
shirt.
question kind of touches on hers. You were talking about how people read it and don't know what's going on. I was just going to ask, and this might be later on in the panel, how important do you find context in your comics for actually making them fun?
it can make or break.
Make or break?
On being either not having context or having context.
Yeah.
Either way, it can make or break.
Okay.
Because things without context can tend to be way funnier. Because breaks are real. Like,
Mine, don't touch that.
Say.
Contributing to the delinquency of my boobs.
Oh hell, we sell book one all the time to people who've never heard of our comic, because all of our books use titles from that year's worth of comics. We'll find one piece of dialogue and use it. In the comic with context, the cat was looking at a bird outside, talking about what he would do if he caught that bird. But all people know is when they pick up book one, the title is "I Would Lick It for Hours." No context. It's way funnier.
Yeah, I started a whole series. Originally, I don't remember why I started it, but what not to say in the bedroom. I think I started it for filler because I realized I had 3 comics per page for the books, and after a year, I needed 900 comics to make a full graphic novel. Filler! So I have just a dialogue box. I still can't remember how I came up with them, but it was funnier if you didn't know the context. That too. So I just had a black panel with a word balloon. And I cheat recently by I go through the first book and I just read each panel and decide, and I pull random random phrases out of pre-existing comics. And one of them, I was going around a Renaissance festival, and it was kilt day, and I had bellows. And so I was trying to blow up her kilt with these bellows. And I was going, this is way too much work, but then not enough results. 50-50. Half of the people say that those are their favorite comics ever, and half of the people say the cat comics are their favorite comics ever. Of that, oh, this is such a cop-out, and oh, this is the best thing ever. So there will always be somebody who loves that one thing, and there will always be somebody who thinks that's so stupid. The end.
Two questions.
You only get
One,
Slice it down the middle.
what is? I know most of you guys' jokes are basically a one comic thing. What is about the longest you can get away with a continuous,
Cat
joke line without, starting to lose people who didn't get in? And the next question is, starting off a webcomic and such, what do you do to attract readers to your comic?
Very good question.
The first one, it really, I feel like it kind of depends. Like, you can have a running gag that goes forever, and if you lose them at the very beginning, then they're just never going to follow. Well, it's a sad loss, but then again, somebody else might get it. So I don't know. It really depends on the comic type.
Well, I think it depends on the artist. There, in the art world, there is artists who have made their name for painting a door 1 million times. And it's just always thinking of that new aspect to the situation. I try to keep a story arc to 1 week, but there's definitely, if you're if you're a good enough writer, you can come up with a new theme to cats. No, and so your story about giving, how long did you do, Jay, a cat?
Oh, actually, yeah, that is
topical.
topical.
Because you were going to give up, and then you
I'll
got...
start this, but this is one that she definitely needs to finish and then answer the question as well. The Two Lumps is not the first comic I ever did. I actually gave up webcomics for a little while because way back in the day, before the word webcomic was a word, it didn't really make you much money. I did Phlegm Comics for 5.5 years, updated every day when I could. Out of the 5 years, I made something like $600 in fan donations, and once when my computer fried, a fan sent me a computer, which was cool. On the other hand, it really wasn't worth my time. I gave it up. We actually met because, that's another story, she was a fan of my comics. I gave it up not long after we started dating because I wanted to go into writing. Then I met her cats. She has these 2 cats that are they have their personalities. One's very, very crafty and sneaky and fairly intelligent. The other one's just a big dumbass. And very, very happy, very bad me. And the other one's figured out how to invade North Korea, and this one's like, I licked the razor the wrong way, and now my mouth has red things in it. What is that? That personification of the 2 different personalities didn't really develop until the first time I met her parents. They flew us out to Reno. Mel and I like to throw some dice and what have you, and we were at a roulette table. God, I love that they don't charge you for drinks. We were both fairly hammered and at a roulette table, and I came up with this really bizarre idea of what it would be like if her cats were playing roulette, like the 2 little personalities. I want to bet the ooh, the what? The ooh. That's the 00. No, it's a ooh. And she starts doing this with me, and we're I want to bet all my money chips on it, and then they will cut you off, as it turns out. But yeah, we came back from that trip. It was really cool. I got to meet her parents, which was a big milestone for us. And I come home and I'm just raging to do another webcomic. I'm like, yes, and now I have the experience. I know how to do this right. Yeah. So I drew up 2 weeks worth of comics and spent time actually deciding what the characters look like and doing development. What should I call it? 2 fat kitties? No. 2 what? 2 boobs. No. 2 lumps? Yeah.
Why is that when you went for boobs?
She was really, really supportive, and she helped build she built the webpage for me, and I got it on Keen Space back in the day, and we fired it up, and immediately a whole bunch of my old school comic fans from Phlegm went and checked out the site and went, cats. F that. They gave these emails like, have you had a stroke? Because my old comic was just awful. I was one of those people who came on the internet in the late 90s and went, no rules? We're going to have a dog with no legs named Kielbasa, Hank the dancing abortion, and we became the most popular. Yeah, see, somebody out there remembers Hank. A dancing aborted fetus. I go from that to kitties. But I did get some emails of people going like, what is wrong with you? Is this a crime route? But most of them were like, dude, this rocks. I'm like, yes, this rocks. I'm back, baby. Ugh. 3 weeks later, I am throwing pens at the cats and screaming, and right about here's where you take over. Just like really happened.
He's pitching a snit and saying, all right, that's it, I'm quitting the comic. And I'm like, wait, why? You said that you wanted to get back into drawing and people are liking it and, you know, I'm liking it. And he goes, yeah, but I'm not a cat person, I'm friggin' out of cat jokes. And I was like, all right, I'm a writer too, you know, and I own the cats and stuff. I have about 10 years of cat jokes from experience in my head. So how about I just write it and you just draw it since that's what the part you want to do anyway. And, all right, give it a try. But it's not going to go anywhere.
So last year at Comic-Con, we're hanging out with, Jonan Vasquez and Stan Lee and a couple other people, and she kind of looks at me and goes, mm-hmm.
Never going anywhere, huh?
What was the second part to your question?
How do you attract readers how do you get readers to the comic?
Promising satanic pornography.
I would say doing link exchanges with other comic artists. Project Wonderful is advertising with them is a great and inexpensive way to start out.
Write it down. Project Wonderful.
Really do. If you're going to do a webcomic, Project Wonderful is freaking awesome. We are not
Not
sponsored
just for
by it.
advertising, but for also getting a little bit of scratch.
Well,
Oh yeah, you get money.
Yeah, I use it as a link exchange. That's it. It's a code that you put onto your website and people bid on ad space on that, and you don't have to do anything. So it's an easy way of just having people advertise on your site without you having to.
And then you get paid.
yes. But
Or
then you could
use,
also, for like 10 cents a day or something, go and put your banner on another webcomic. You know.
Yeah.
You find a webcomic that's kind of close to yours, and you go and advertise on it so you can exchange.
It's super confusing as far as bidding. Like,
You kind of figure it out.
yeah, it's like, unless you could just be like, I've got $5. Okay, I'm just gonna hope to advertise on the site, and like the way that it actually takes the money and stuff is really confusing. But like, advertising is a great way, or like, I don't know, pitching your comic at like an existing group of comics is not necessarily that way, and then like joining up with them, which is what I did.
That
Which is also how I found, like, most of the comics I read.
That's just it. It's kind of falling out of favor.
Yeah.
A lot of the big conglomerations
Nowadays,
now.
it seems like start a Tumblr, start a Twitter, do a Facebook page.
And
social share.
if you draw a comic for somebody else's webcomic, because webcomic artists don't really get like vacations.
I'm taking 3 weeks off, which means I'm not getting any comics made. Meaning people are going to stop coming to the site for a while.
So
and hope that I start it.
If anybody wants to advertise on his comic in a big way, you do a comic in his style that he can post.
I didn't even do it in his style, and I'm not sure that he was going to post it.
They might not
I
post
laughed.
it. Yeah. And that was, I think, for Christmas, usually during the holidays, for Christmas, there was this dude that had a comic that had been running for like a couple of years and said, hey, for Christmas, I need some filler comics. So I took 2 of his characters that seemed finistic, and I put them in the park, and I had them, they had gone to the zoo to gather reindeer poo, and they had put bells in it and were throwing them at priests and saying, you know, Santa's sleigh is dropping pellets. And it was funny at the time. And it kind of fit for the humor of his comic. And I am still, that was like, I don't want to do the math how many years ago, I'm still getting readers from something positive.
I did a guest comic for Biggie Cats because, wouldn't you know it, Scott wasn't able to update for a week.
I keep trying. I've been polishing this so hard, dude, because not what you mean. But I've been polishing this idea like a gem because he is now like 2 tables down, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you warned me that he was going to be here, but it was still stunning to see him. I need to find a dig to make at him about how, gosh, it's like you haven't updated yourself at A-Kon in forever, or something like. You see what I'm
I
getting
don't
at?
know. It's hard to say because like he updated his comic this week.
Bullshit.
Yeah. It's like every time I'm ready to like, yes, this is gonna be the day. What do you mean he updated? He knows.
He updates like once a presidential inauguration. Yeah.
Questions, comments?
Please, everybody, rebel. Down.
Oh, wait, how much
are we on?
I think, what's the 5:30? Do we have a half hour or do we have 20 minutes?
We have-
I think you had a half hour.
Half hour, okay.
It started at 5.
In that case, the only thing that I'd have to ask is, can we shut that door?
Yeah, please.
Oh, no, they're going in now. I think they had some,
We kind of rambled. Did anybody have
there was a question in that. Are there any other? Oh, come on, we're going to have to start talking about singing funny.
Yes.
Oh, we can go.
When y'all are, when you're actually writing storylines, do you actually find it easier to write by yourself or to actually write kind of like in a group to bounce ideas off of?
By myself. Sometimes
Just like his sex life.
Sometimes it's great to work with others, other times it's not. Depends on the person, depends on the project. Jesus! Hate you, James!
I'd like to bounce ideas off of other people, but there are very few people who are up at 3 o'clock in the morning.
You can always call me.
Yes, but I don't want to bounce ideas off of you because they might come back tainted and horrible.
Says a chick whose comic is the devil's panties.
That's a man who had a comic about a dancing fetus.
You're like, here's an idea. 10 days later, here's your idea back. Why does it have hair and it's warm and wet and it smells kind of like avocado?
Well, Jenny has a conscience.
It's unpleasantly moist. Very pleasant.
No, anyway.